Hello and welcome to my greenhouse. I'm Jo, intergenerational missioner for South Wye, and I live in a very, very busy house full of children. And this is the only place where I can find peace and quiet. I often come out here to spend time with God and try to grow things while I'm out here. I'm here today to share my midweek thoughts with you. So this week, I ought to have been really, really cross with the temper tantrums of a 10-year-old who couldn't get his own way. But I couldn't help but sympathise with him as, with his fists clenched and sobs racking his whole body, he said to me, "This lockdown is terrible and I hate it." I had to sympathise because actually I agree. I hate it too. I'm tired of the daily barrage of bad news on our TV. I'm tired of queuing for the supermarket only to get to the front of the line and not be able to buy the things that I need. I'm tired of struggling with little boys who don't want to do their schoolwork. I'm tired of not being able to see or hug the people that I love. And I'm tired of online worship. I just want to share the peace with the people who are my church family, and I want to experience the tangible blessing of God's love and forgiveness in the Eucharist. But most of all, I'm tired of positivity, and worse than positivity is Christian positivity. Because when Christians insist that everything is wonderful, because God is all powerful and He has a plan for our lives, it just makes me want to scream, honestly. Now, please don't misunderstand me here, because it's not that I don't believe in God's goodness and love. These are the things that get me out of bed on the morning. But denying our legitimate horror at the unspeakable circumstances in which we currently find ourselves is just not helpful. In fact, I'd go as far to say it's not godly either. Did Jesus not weep at the tomb of his friend Lazarus? Did he not ask God to spare him from the horror of the cross? Did he not feel alone when his friends wouldn't keep watch with him? Did he not question God's presence in his final moments of agony? Now, if Jesus, fully human yet fully divine, did not deny his emotions but rather recognised and communicated them, why would God expect any more of us? Why would he expect false positivity? Why would he make us feel guilty for responding to trauma in the way that our bodies and minds were designed to? Of course, the answer is that he wouldn't. Now, I'm not advocating misery for misery's sake, and I'm certainly not suggesting that we should ever fail to be grateful for God's good gifts. But I do think that we should heed the advice of Ecclesiastes 3. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep peace and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Now, if you're anything like me, then time, all of time, it's difficult to categorise neatly. There's a time to laugh and a time to mourn, a time to embrace and a time to hate, all jumbled together within any given period. I don't think that this reading is about structuring our emotional response within an allotted time framework. It's about legitimising our emotions and our responses. It's about, as my kids would say, feeling the feels. God is with us. He is a God who daily bears our burdens. When we feel guilty because we're enjoying lockdown whilst other people suffer, He's with us. When we laugh and play with our children, He is with us. When we feel angry because our business is on the brink of liquidation, He is with us. When we rejoice at the faces of our friends on computer screens, He is with us. When we grieve for those we have lost, who we loved, He is with us. When we tend our gardens and paint our walls and make our homes beautiful, He is with us. And when we open our last tin of beans and wonder what will we feed our kids tomorrow, He's with us. Are you like me? Do you wonder at the reassurance of God's presence? Does it make you want to square up to Him and ask why so deadly a disease should even exist? Why any child should be in a situation where they go hungry? Why God should allow people to suffer so much? Ask Him and give Him your anger, your bewilderment, your fear and your grief. Ask Him and give Him your food bank donations and your neighbourliness and your adherence to lockdown. Ask Him, because He is with us and He hears us always. His love is unfailing. He hears our laughter, our tears, our thankfulness and our complaining and our worship and our cursing. He hears it, and still He loves us, and still He remains with us. So please don't let anybody, including me, tell you that you have to feel a certain way about the unprecedented times in which we live. Feel your feels, but give them to God. Know that He is with you and receive His comfort and peace to sustain you. Because the Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you in His love. He will exult over you with loud singing. Zephaniah 3:17. Amen. The peace of the Lord be with you.